Welcome to the video as Tom keeps on just smashing away.
Sorry, I'm not going to smash anymore.
just keep it in. ZXiR, new iron from Srixon. We were going to do the ZXiR high launch versus ZXiR. So the high launch will be coming. That is another new model in their lineup, the high launch, which is going to be a really, really good iron, we think, for us.
Yep.
But they didn't give us a 7 iron. They just gave us completely different irons for some apparent reason. So we want to try and get a kind of comparable club. So that will be coming. But today we thought we might as well compare it to the ZXi4. So the two closest in the range now, new versus, I guess, old, but still current in the ZXi4. Just to see how they perform and what they do. So Tom will get some at his swing speed. I'm going to get some at a lower swing speed as well, kind of in that 75 mile an hour as well. Just give you guys loads of data. So we'll have a hit, look at some numbers and give you our opinion. Also, for those of you that are waiting, the Liam Robinson driver video will be coming next. I know I said that it was coming next after the iron video, but we just wanted to slot this in there because of the embargo quickly. But the driver kind of fitting session with Liam will be coming as the next video.
Start with ZXi4.
Starting in the 4, mate.
Cool. Same shaft, same length.
Same shaft, same length.
Same lie.
Yep.
All that good stuff.
Sounded a bit better.
Yeah, a little pulley, which is kind of what I'm doing at the moment, the old pull.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting about a 170 carry out of that with a reasonable strike, aren't you?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay, like you say, a little bit of a pull draw. It's kind of your shot, really. Decent strike. Bit low spin on those pulley ones, isn't it? That sounded nice.
Yeah, that was a little better. Still didn't feel really pure, but it's good.
Shot there, yeah. It sounded good.
Yeah, that was closer on strike, but I just dragged it. But that was more down the face.
Yeah. I mean, that if anything, was maybe a groove too low, but it's better. I prefer that than up there. That's a better strike.
Feels better.
Yeah. And yeah, like you say, you're just getting a bit flippy on it, just closing the face a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I've got the full rundown here. So now they say the ZXi7 is player's iron. ZXi5 is player's distance iron. ZXi4 is player's development iron. ZXiR, one we're testing today, game improvement iron. And then the ZXiR high launch super game improvement iron is kind of how they're determining the marketing. We know it's a bit irrelevant, really. You need to get fitted for which model suits you best, but that's what Srixon are now saying. And then obviously they've still got the blade as well, which is a beautiful blade. That sounded.
That was
sounded good.
Best swing I've made so far, I would say.
Go in the hole.
Oh, tiny bit heely, but
yeah, it's a fraction out of the hill, wasn't it? But again, I mean, you're hitting it not in the ideal location, but you're generally getting a pretty good result in terms of distance. Yeah, 167 on average. Actually, did it at 179 with that little bit of a long left, and then dropping down to basically 160. So it's kind of like a 20-yard front to back, you know, best to worst, which is probably a bit more than we want to see, in all honesty.
Yeah, and some of that's me, but I think the thing that's actually interesting, obviously for me, I am probably one of those people who does have a bit of a freak delivery where I still get plenty of descent angle and peak height with this sort of club. Because at my speed, my delivered dynamic loft probably shouldn't be too far away from 26, 27. It's just I don't do it by de-lofting. I'm very good at delivering the loft of the club.
Yeah, which is not a good thing. But
yeah, as long as it goes straight, I'll be all right.
You're right. You normally de-loft about 2-ish degrees, which
yeah,
is probably
of degrees
roughly what we're seeing there. Kind of, you know. So like you say, you're delivering close to 27 degrees of dynamic loft, which for your swing speed for a 7 iron isn't far off where you should be to get a reasonably good ball flight. So you're right.
Exactly.
You get there different ways. People who hit down more generally launch it lower, spin it more. People who are a bit shallow launch it higher, spin it less. But ultimately, what really matters is peak height and angle of descent. And that's where you're going to get your stopping power. And you still on the good shots are still 104, 106, 109 peak height, descending at 47, 48 degrees. So that's still a really good ball flight with lots of stopping power.
Yeah, see, that's just so toey.
It'd be interesting to see, though, see if we can get a comparable one with the ZXiR to see if there's any more or less drop-off. I think we all know what the answer would be. But, yeah, it's 18 mil toe. That was uber toey, mate. And again, that dropped to 151. And you still turned that over a little bit. Again, this is one of the things, right? The one you striped earlier,
yeah,
you also pulled, I think it was 29 yards left. That one was 20 yards left. But when you hit it out of the middle, it carried 179. Yeah. And that just carried one. That's basically a 30-yard drop-off.
Yeah.
That's a big drop-off. So yeah, generally in and around a 170 on a good shot, wasn't it?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like
on a
say,
perfect strike.
average there of 165 carry, which is probably a fair average. 165 on average, and those launch and spin numbers are not unfair as an average either, are they?
No, I would say, yeah, I mean, that's probably not far off my actual 7-iron numbers, to be fair. It's just normally I probably strike my 7-iron a little bit better.
Yeah, it probably wasn't your best striking show, but, you know, not unfair numbers there. 165, 7-yard front to back, a little bit down the left side. Yeah, okay, right. So let's jump into the R-Mate. So it'd be interesting to see looks and feel, and obviously if we can see any difference in the performance of this. Obviously, like we said earlier, a little bit stronger in loft. Right, we've made a little bit of a balls up. From the editing suite, we've realised, because other content has now dropped, that the loft of these irons is supposed to be the same. Whereas we reference it being about a degree stronger a lot throughout this video, because that's what we believed that it was supposed to be. Now, Tom had a meeting with the Srixon rep, and he thought he told him it was X loft. Maybe got wires crossed. He thought it was X loft. And in our defense, we also checked it in our loft and line machine, and it came out about a degree stronger. So we put 2 and 2 together and figured that was what it was supposed to be. It turns out it's actually supposed to be the same. We just didn't check the official spec sheets before filming the video, which we absolutely should have done. Learned our lesson. But we did check it in the loft and line machine, and it was about a degree stronger. You know, manufacturers have tolerances, and, you know, sometimes it comes out a little bit strong, right? Which is why getting clubs for us is important, because we check all loft and lines before sending them out to the customer, whereas retail, pro shops don't. Anyway, that aside, so you'll hear us reference the fact that we believe it's stronger throughout the whole video. It's not supposed to be, like, but it was when we were filming this video. So that would have changed numbers slightly. I mean, it's only about a degree, so it's not going to be a dramatic amount, of course. 2-3 yards, you know, half a degree of launch, couple hundred revs of spin, in and around that sort of, you know, realm. So it would have changed the numbers a little bit, but we need to throw that caveat out there. It's supposed to be the same in loft. So you have to bear that in mind when we're talking about this throughout the video and looking at the numbers as well. Any initial difference kind of looking down by the ball?
Yeah, so the blade length, I can definitely notice it's longer. It almost looks taller as well. So the whole club just looks bigger.
Yeah.
Definitely a bit more offset as well. But yeah, aside from that, yeah, it just looks like a slightly bigger version, really.
Yep.
If I'm honest.
Yeah, slightly bigger, slightly stronger in loft.
Yeah, so, slightly wider sole maybe as well. But yeah, so all the things that they say in the marketing.
What do you think about the ZXi4 feel?
I think it feels quite good. I think for a game improvement iron, I think it does feel relatively soft on a good strike.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
I think Srixon are one of the better feeling irons out there.
Yeah, I agree.
Now.
I do agree with that. Yeah.
Really good job. So it can be interesting to see from a feel perspective on this. Again, a little bit of marketing gumph, but this is what Srixon is saying, right? So to strike the perfect balance of feel and performance, Srixon developed iAlloy, a brand new material engineered specifically for ZXiR irons with extensive testing by Srixon's R&D team. iAlloy is 10% softer than 431 steel, delivering enhanced feedback, quieter vibration, and a softer feel than anything else in the game improvement category. So you go, a little bit of marketing gump. So let's see if this actually does sound or feel any different or any better.
That was a nice strike. It does feel nice.
Do you think it feels better?
I think it feels, it's like a damper, duller sound. If anything, I would say it feels softer, weirdly.
Yeah?
Yeah, I would.
That's good.
I would say it feels soft, especially that strike, because it was slightly better. That felt quite poppy as well, quite jumpy off the face, quite a satisfying feel.
Yeah, I mean, that was a perfect strike, really. That absolutely perfect. 136 efficiency, actually really good for a 7-iron. Ball flight, still 101, 46 descent, so still getting plenty of height for you in your delivery and your speed. That sounded nice.
Yeah. Little Healy or maybe, well, I just felt a bit misstruck, but look, the results done really well.
Yep.
That was a lovely strike.
Yeah, very similar to some we had with the ZXi4, isn't it? You know, you get that little pull draw shot going on. Slightly a bit Healy, but again, it's done well, isn't it?
Yeah,
you get a little
bit
draw shot, similar launch and spin. I think, would I really have known that you changed club? Probably not.
No, I think apart from the fact it definitely does feel slightly different.
Yeah.
And obviously it is a bigger profile down by the ball.
Yeah.
Like, I think I would get used to playing that after a while. but compared to the ZXi4, it does look larger.
A bit bigger, yeah, which is
So
supposed
that's
to be.
subjective, yeah, it's subjective whether you want that or not.
Yeah, some people that will breed into more confidence, which
Yep,
we know after
100%.
this game's in our noggin anyway, you know.
100%.
But it's going to be a similar construction. You know, they've still got a lot of the similar sort of technology and stuff they had in there, the Tor VT Sol, progressive grooves, laser milling, laser face milling. I mean, there's a lot of similar technology and stuff that's gone into it. Like you say, the new material that they're saying maybe makes it feel a bit softer, a bit nicer. Nice. There we go.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent golf shot, that, isn't
Lovely
it?
shot, that, mate. Lovely shot.
It does definitely feel good, though, for a game improvement iron. I mean, if you put this up against other stuff in the category, I'm not sure a lot of other stuff really tries to look like that.
Yeah.
It does look clean, doesn't it?
I think there's probably an argument to say, why are we actually doing this video? It doesn't really make much sense, actually, when you think about it, does it?
Why'd you say that?
Well, we're kind of comparing two similar irons of Srixon. We should really be comparing that to another brand's game improvement iron.
Yeah, but that can come, can't it? But I think it's interesting to see how they've slotted it in the lineup.
Yeah, true.
Like how it makes sense.
Yeah, true.
One of the things I think that is different is these are going to come with steel and graphite one price.
Yeah.
I think a lot of manufacturers do have a slightly different price point for graphite.
Yeah.
So obviously, if you're a game improvement and you get fitted into graphite, you're not paying a premium suddenly.
That's good.
Which is maybe a good thing.
Yeah, and I think they are a little bit cheaper, RRP, 40, 50, 60 quid, something like that. They're a bit cheaper. They come under the ZXi4's price-wise.
Well, that was
heavy.
It was toey, but it wasn't awful.
Well, you did have that really awful toey one earlier with the 4, didn't you? See if it was that bad. So that one there was 13 millimeters in the toe, and that carried 155. What did we have earlier with the ZXi4?
Yeah, so it was very similar. I think it was 154, was it?
It's 18.
But it was 18 mil toe, yeah.
151. So yeah, 18 mil is 5 mil worse toe strike, which is a little bit, and 151. If you equalise strikes, would it have equalised drop off? Probably, maybe a yard or so different, but yeah, probably not a lot. It's probably fairly similar, which we'd absolutely expect to see. They're pretty similar construction, aren't they? So
they are.
I don't feel the forgiveness will be any different. That's a good shot.
Yeah, I've absolutely hammered that one.
That was lovely. See, if anything, it seems more consistent front to back than the ZXi4, I would say. Again, could be a bit you, but
yeah, it could be a bit me.
Strikes have been better, arguably, with this, in all honesty.
Well, it took me a while to get going with this, but those are some slightly better strikes, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's just super efficient. I just love how efficient it is, because that's one of the things I struggle with my iron play is just efficiency.
It just goes to show that, you know, as we kept saying, if you'd could we see that you changed irons there? No, absolutely not. I mean, launch identical, spin, actually a fraction more out of the ZXiR, but I think that's because you were striking it in a slightly better part of the face.
Maybe a little lower, yeah.
Yep. See that strike there, a little bit lower in the face. That's going to create a little bit more spin. We see a little bit less loft delivered with the ZXiR. It's a little bit stronger in loft. So expect to see that. You were striking it a little bit better, so we see a little bit more efficiency as well. Again, that the loft will tie into that. We'd expect to see a little bit more efficiency from something that is slightly stronger in loft, of course.
Yeah.
But you were also striking it slightly better. But even with all that in mind, we saw a couple of mishits. Drop off was fairly similar. Okay, there's one that you nutted with the ZXi4 that flew like long left 179. Consistency front to back was maybe fractionally better with the ZXiR, but overall as a performance package, very similar.
Yeah.
So it'd just be what do you prefer the look of, what you prefer the feel of, dynamically which loft suits your delivery better to get the sort of peak height and angle of descent in the slightly better window for you. Price is a bit cheaper. Does the eye alloy feel a bit softer?
I certainly think there's a difference in feel. Yeah, that feels softer.
Yeah.
It does feel different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But again, for me, it feels one thing, size of the head. If I was a relatively new golfer and I just wanted that, it fitted my delivery, would I want that slightly bigger head? Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just having choices, isn't it? That's the good thing, really, with anything.
Yeah.
You just want to be able to hit them all and then weigh them up.
Yeah.
Pros and cons, you know?
Nice. Okay. But yeah, overall, not a dramatic difference in performance as we really would expect. So I'm going to hit some now at 75, and then we'll just jump straight to the numbers and take you through those. No, I think I agree. I think it looks really nice. Like the chromey finish looks lovely. It's slightly sort of matted on the inside. The chrome around the outside looks really, really nice. And I actually think the top line, I don't think there's that much in it. I think it's more just blade length.
It's blade length, and you can see. Do you think it sits a bit taller?
Yeah, I would say probably a little bit taller, yeah. yep. The 4, it almost makes the 4 look a bit compact, and it's not.
It does, yeah. It makes it super compact. And if you look at the sole as well, I mean, I didn't think you get many soles wider than the ZXi4. It's already a very wide sole, but that ZXiR has got a very wide sole as well.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit wider, isn't it?
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
Okay, right. So I'll get a few with the 4 to start off with.
Cool. Beautiful.
72.1. It's close.
It's a lovely shot.
Yeah, I'll take it. And I think that straight away will demonstrate why at slower swing speed these irons are no good. If you're someone who takes off a little bit of loft. If you're a real scooper, even then at this low swing speed, I don't know. But I mean, what was the peak on that one?
38, yeah, 38 descent and 63 peak height. So it's definitely on the low side.
Yeah.
And it will come out hot. You have that delivery, don't you, inside with a closing face.
Yeah.
It's a low spin,
Bit of a
low
jewelry.
launch delivery, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that sounded really good.
That was 73.3.
That
might go in the hole.
That might go in.
On. Oh, it's just hot, isn't it? Like it comes
Yeah.
in super hot.
With this style of iron for your delivery where you are taking off loft, 23 degrees dynamic loft is not high enough for this club head speed.
Not even close, no.
No.
Probably one closer to 30 realistically.
Yeah, so pure.
74 swing speed. Getting closer to that 75.
I mean, those standing back here, apart from the one you thin, they've all sounded really nice.
Yeah.
It does sound really good, that iron. Just be interesting for me if you just actually delivered one with a little bit more loft, like a bit of an open face scoop, like maybe a bit of an out to in scoopy. You know, we get a lot of people who would deliver the club that way. Like, just see what sort of numbers this would create. Right? That's actually a really good effort trying to produce that.
That's a bit more of an acceptable ball flight. That was 71 swing speed.
So that's interesting, isn't it? So at 70 miles an hour, obviously spin is still very low.
Yeah.
Dynamic loft has popped up to probably something a bit more acceptable.
Yeah.
So then ball flight comes up, 70 feet, 42
yeah.
descent. So that's probably more who this iron would be targeted at, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, I would say so.
And that's why fitting is so important, because you've got to try these things, because your delivery is going to determine what you use, not the category of iron. Yeah, lovely. That's a lovely shot.
Yeah, that was very good. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely longer. I actually quite like the look of it though. I'm not like, I actually probably slightly prefer the look of this to the 4, if I'm honest. I mean, I don't love the little bit more offset, but the actual blade length, I mean, I think, was it Titleist that said they made their blade length, it was something stupid, like 0.5 mm longer.
Yep.
To make the top line look a little bit thinner.
Yeah.
And I just think visually, because this is longer, I know the top line's not really slimmer, but just when it's on its own, the longer blade length makes the top line feel a little bit slimmer, I think.
Yeah, it looks quite nicely proportioned. I've always thought the ZXi4 looks a bit squat and a bit sort of fat, doesn't it?
100%, yeah, I agree.
Overloaded for the size of the head, whereas I actually think that looks more like it looks like a slightly bigger version of the ZXi5.
Yeah, I prefer the look of that.
Yeah, good ball.
Yeah, it's kind of like a tiny bit crackier in sound, I think. Just a tiny bit.
Yeah, good swing.
Yeah, it does feel nice. It does feel nice. That was 75 mile an hour. We're getting a very good strike there.
It is really solid. And again, the numbers look pretty similar. You delivered a little bit less dynamic loft on that shot, but
yeah,
it you know, it is a little stronger, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, that spin, it looked lower spin.
Yes.
On that good shot to me. And it was.
Yeah.
So it just looked a bit of a toastier flight. Yeah, nice.
Pulley.
Yeah, strike sounded good, just
yeah,
a little closed. The way I look at it, right, is it's like trying to compare it in my mind against some of the other irons in this category.
Yeah.
I think it's incredibly good looking iron for this category. Yeah. I think it sounds and feels really good for this category.
Yeah.
And it kind of performs how other clubs perform in this category with this style of delivery.
Yes. 100%.
So actually,
yeah,
looks and feel, I would say, are on the upper end for me.
Yep.
Against what it's up against. And performance-wise, it's not losing anything, is it?
No.
From what I can see.
And I guess, in all honesty, like I say, if the RRP of a 6-piece set of this was, I think, 949 or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
something
like
around that.
939, something like that for 6 pieces. You compare that against some of the other brands, you know, at the upper end. That's significantly more cost-effective.
Yeah.
For something that looks probably as good to most people, feels as good, probably performs in a similar region. I mean, Srixon are fantastic value and they make very good clubs. So like you say, I mean, we will do some more head-to-heads with this against other brands' game improvement irons because it's a more fair test.
I think so.
And yeah, for the price, you really, I mean, very, very premium iron for the price. It is a very nice feeling iron, I will say.
Yeah. That's nice.
72 swing speed. That was
Go
a bit...
in. Go in. Go in.
Oh!
The delivery's super, super consistent.
Yeah.
The one big thing that's standing out, even club head speed, super consistent, is you've got one degree pretty much dynamic loft difference in terms of your dynamic delivery, but that's coming from the static loft difference.
Yeah, exactly.
Mainly,
that's the static.
which is going to give you a little bit more efficiency, which is normal. You did have a slightly different bias on strike. You're a bit more middle with the ZXi4 and then a little bit more toe biased with the ZXiR, but didn't seem to make too much of a difference on the overall flight.
No.
Again, ball speed, 1 mile an hour in it. That's going to be largely loft. Launch, almost a degree in it. It's going to be largely loft. And that spin, again, just on that little lower side. It definitely looked a little hotter.
Yeah.
And again, I think that's coming a lot from that loft.
Yeah.
2 yards further. So
yeah, exactly what you'd expect, isn't it? A little bit lower launch, a little bit lower spin, a little bit more ball speed, everything from a fraction less loft. Exactly what you'd expect.
Yeah.
Dispersion fairly similar. Maybe had a couple, one a little bit more left with the R, which I think is more me than the club being honest. But yeah, it's a very fair comparison there. All the delivery data was very, very fair. Speed was fair. Everything was equalised out. Peak height and angle of descent, any real difference there? You'd expect it to maybe be a touch lower with the ZXiR.
Yeah, so you got peak height 61 and 37.3 descent against 58 and 35.9. So yeah, I mean, it tells that story. It is a little hotter, so a little bit lower flying, a little bit shallower land angle, which is kind of what we saw.
3 feet peak height, it's not dramatic. A little bit lower spin. I mean, spin has a massive impact on descent angle.
It does, yeah. Kind of spin creates that rise, doesn't it?
Yeah, spin will create that rise and that start. So I know it's only a couple hundred revs there, but that'll have a small effect as well. But yeah, I mean, not dramatically different performing iron, kind of in a way exactly what we'd expect to see, isn't it?
Yeah, really? And for me, I mean, if I was testing those 2 irons and I was a golfer that made sense for my delivery, I actually think on looks, I'd probably pick the R.
I agree.
Yeah.
I would pick the R on looks. Probably feel a little bit as well.
Yeah, true. Same.
But and you know, these are still going to be bendable, so you can still tweak loft a little bit, you know, so fine tune that a tiny bit. I mean, for you, both these irons are arguably actually reasonably good performing irons.
Yeah.
For me at this swing speed, they're terrible, but stay tuned for the high launch of this because that could be really good for me at this delivery.
That's a super exciting iron for me because that's one of the areas we do lack a few options, isn't it? It's like that kind of high lofted, but also game improvement head style.
Yeah. People would like to see a bit more real estate, bigger face, you know, bigger top line, give you a bit more confidence, but they need traditional lofts to get it up in the air. Like there, I just need more loft.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what you do with that high launch R. I actually think for that delivery, that would be like a really good contender.
Yeah.
For someone who was kind of starting out in the game or an improving golfer, wanted to see a bit of a bigger head style.
Yeah. I agree.
Cool.
I agree.
Awesome. That's quite a fun test.
Very good.
And I need to go and work on my swing, mate, because I keep fatting it all the time. You're going to hit one properly.
Yeah.
It's going to go 900 yards over the green.
Should give it some beans, see what it does.
Yeah, that was actually ripped, to be fair.
It was actually really towing.
I was going to say
same as what I was hitting in the.
That might actually land in the pond, I thought.
I mean,
it's probably like 220.
200 carry, and that was towy.
Right.
Yeah. Same spot. I mean, it still span at 4.8. It still span low, even swinging at 97.
I know. It's just
swing speed.
It's just a low spin head design, isn't it? I think that's just the way it's going to be.
Okay. If you want to hit it 200 yards,